volonté.
Good evening. In a moment that has already sparked heated debate across the political spectrum, television host and comedian Bill Maher took direct aim at what he sees as the growing tendency among progressives to disparage the United States. During a live broadcast, Maher delivered a pointed critique of the left's narrative surrounding America's flaws, offering a defense of the country that was as sharp as it was unexpected. While Maher has long been known for his liberal leanings and often biting criticism of conservatives, this moment stood out because of the way he turned his focus inward, calling out voices from his own side with an unmistakable sense of urgency and conviction. The segment began in typical Maher fashion, with humor cutting into serious commentary. But as the conversation shifted, Maher grew notably more serious, even as he remained calm and composed. He argued that while America is far from perfect, the habit of relentlessly portraying it as irredeemable is both unfair and destructive. His words struck a chord precisely because they came from someone who has consistently aligned himself with progressive causes, making his critique of the left particularly difficult for his usual allies to dismiss. Maher highlighted the irony of progressive rhetoric that emphasizes the nation's faults without acknowledging its progress. He pointed out that America, despite its troubled history, has evolved over time to expand rights, address injustices, and improve the lives of millions. According to him, focusing solely on its failures ignores the resilience of its democratic system and the sacrifices of those who fought to make it better. His message, delivered with an unshakable calmness, was that constant negativity undermines the very ideals of progress and unity that the left claims to champion. What made the moment especially striking was Maher's tone. This was not the fiery outrage of a partisan pundit, but the deliberate, measured reasoning of someone who wanted his audience to think. He reminded viewers that love of country does not mean blind loyalty, rather, it means acknowledging flaws while also appreciating the freedoms and opportunities that make America unique. For many watching, it felt less like a rant and more like a wake-up call, a challenge to reconsider the narratives that dominate modern political discourse. The response on social media was immediate and polarized. Supporters of Maher's comments praised him for his courage to speak truth to his own side, calling his remarks a refreshing dose of honesty in a landscape often dominated by echo chambers. They argued that his willingness to confront progressive rhetoric head-on is proof that genuine patriotism transcends partisanship. On the other hand, critics accused him of downplaying the systemic issues that continue to affect marginalized communities, saying his words risk silencing valid grievances in favor of an overly rosy view of the country's history. This clash of perspectives reflects a larger cultural divide in America today, the tension between acknowledging flaws and celebrating achievements. Maher's intervention underscored how difficult it has become to strike that balance in an environment where political loyalty often demands complete alignment with one narrative or another. His comments also revealed the risk faced by public figures who refuse to toe the line, as even those with long-standing reputations can quickly find themselves accused of betrayal by their own ideological allies. To understand why Maher's comments resonated so strongly, it is important to consider his track record. For decades, he has been a fixture of political satire, often positioning himself as a critic of conservative policies and figures. Yet at the same time, he has never shied away from criticizing excesses on the left, especially when he feels they threaten free expression, rational debate, or the principles of liberal democracy. This moment, then, was not a departure from his persona but an extension of it, a reminder that Maher sees his role not as a cheerleader for one side but as a provocateur willing to challenge anyone. The broader question his remarks raise is whether America can find a healthier way to talk about itself. At a time when distrust of institutions is high, and when narratives of decline dominate headlines, Maher's insistence that the country deserves more nuanced treatment is a plea for perspective. He suggested that progressives, in their eagerness to highlight injustice, and inadvertently alienate the very people they hope to persuade, painting a picture of America so bleak that it leaves little room for optimism or pride. The timing of his comments is also significant. With national elections looming and partisan tensions at a boiling point, debates about patriotism and national identity are once again at the forefront. Maher's call for a more balanced view of America could resonate with voters who feel caught between extremes, those who reject blind nationalism, but also resist the idea that the nation is beyond redemption. His words may not change the course of political campaigns, but they add an important layer to the ongoing conversation about how Americans see themselves and their country. What Maher tapped into is a frustration shared by many, the sense that constant negativity about America diminishes the progress that has been made, while failing to inspire solutions for the challenges that remain. By calmly dismantling what he described as unfair portrayals of the nation, he invited viewers to rethink the way they talk about their country and to recognize that pride and criticism can coexist. His message was not about silencing dissent, but about fostering a discourse that encourages inclusion without erasing confidence. In the end, the power of Mars lies less in the specific arguments he made and more in the example he set. In an age of outrage, where political debates often devolve into shouting matches, his calm demeanor and reasoned tone stood out as a rare reminder that passionate disagreement can be expressed without violence. Whether one agrees or disagrees with him, the fact that his comments have sparked such wide discussion is proof of their relevance. As the dust settles, one thing is clear: Mar has once again proven his ability to shape the national conversation by refusing to play it safe. By turning the mirror on his own political allies, he reignited a debate about what it means to be critical yet patriotic, progressive yet proud. And in doing so, he left his audience with a question that lingers long after the cameras stop rolling. How can America move forward if its citizens cannot agree on how to see their own country?
Enemy ahead. Prepare to engage. The cosmos heals you.
Thanks so much.
Some assistance, please.
Now or never! Stop them!
Well, they ship
Fighters
shaping
from
the
the world are hunting us! Friends, gather
Pulse
around!
charge!
Us against the world!
No more spider nest.
You are nothing!
The cosmos heals you. I feel better already. Together to victory!
It's spider time!
The cosmos heals you.
Your light energy grows stronger. That one hurts.
Bad bulldozer! Ha ha! Ha ha! Ha! Oh! Born again! Healing power.
Don't give them another inch! Or hits the ground without chin up!
The sign of second chance is over. This is real firepower! Rockets a new addition now. I feel better already. Some sort of tiny robot. Healing power. Stronger together. I'm good to go. Little spider creature. Pulse charge!
I like the cold.
The cosmos heals you.
The world! Friends, gather around!
Quantum magic. Watch out. You are safe now, my friend.
You are nothing!
Some assistance,
I want eyes
please.
on this location.
He stopped them in their tracks! I need assistance.
I feel better already. Nest is neutralized. Lock on to this location. Spider
I like the cold.
together to victory. Born again.
It's spider time!
This is real firepower. Destiny.
Well, you can't expect to win them all. The right heroes could make all the difference.
You don't have to be a witch to find the magic in this world, but it does help. Magneto raised me to never stop fighting for what I believe is right. Protective shield.
They'll be coming in 30 seconds. Stay strong.
I hope so. But solving a problem this big will push me to my mental limits.
Yes, for problem solving. Certainly not for devouring.
Ah, now I see why Susan insisted I bring my sonic wave generator.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You need to stop that vehicle in its tracks.
Quantum magic. I will let myself do. I require some aid. My cosmic might returns. Quantum magic. We are in this together. Trouble has arrived. The cosmos heals you.
Maximum pulse!
Quantum magic.
They made it halfway! Stop them! Better stop that vehicle! Focus on the battle.
I feel stronger than ever. Healing power.
Friends, gather around! There's still a chance to stop them!
Born again! Oh, mutant kind! The cosmos heals you.
Behold the god of thunder!
They hit a checkpoint. Now might be a good time to stop them. Better stop that vehicle!
Reborn from the chaos.
Tandy and Tyrone here to help.
Chaos control.
Maximum pulse!
won't make the same mistakes again. I won't make the same mistakes again.
They hit a checkpoint. Now might be a good time to stop them.
You're not going anywhere.
Where there is evil in this universe, I will be there to balance it. Quantum magic! Back from the brink, baby! Some assistance!
Better stop that vehicle!
Turns. The cosmos heals you. Love that lead. You fought until the end. You should be...
Now or never! Stop them!
It seems we have company.
Don't give them another inch! Or else.
I am born anew.
Maximum pulse!
Heals you. I feel like myself. Some assistance, please. Stronger together.
Well, you can't expect to win them all. Pick your hero. Or villain. I'm not judging.
Now, we're sealing the border, but President Trump is willing to go on offense in ways that others have not been. And to send that clear signal to Tren de Aragua, Cartel del Sols, and others emanating from Venezuela, we're not going to allow this kind of activity.
So, smugglers and their border-beating vessels are on the losing end of the U.S. military's cartel crackdown. And their days of ferrying illegal immigrants and sneaking across our border once and for all. However, as you're about to see, some of these criminals either haven't yet gotten that message or think they're smarter than smart weapons.
Well, the Trump administration has set their targets on one of the most powerful criminal organizations in the world, the Sinaloa cartel. And the U.S. government isn't just targeting the Sinaloa cartel members or associates in Mexico or in the U.S., but actually worldwide.
The Southern Command knew exactly where these folks were and that you guys were gonna take them out.
We've got assets in the air, assets in the water, assets on ships, because this is a deadly serious mission for us.
Do you think people would be surprised to learn how many members of that cartel are operating in their communities?
Sure. So
Sinaloa cartel in every single state across America, more than 40 countries around the world.
Nicolas Maduro himself is accused of running a trafficking network. Venezuela sees the U.S.'s actions as an invasion.
We are preparing ourselves. We're here at maximum readiness.
En máxima preparación.
If you're on a boat headed to the United States, you're an immediate threat to the United States. And the President, under his authority as Commander-in-Chief, has a right to eliminate imminent threats to the United States.
So Mexico's Sinaloa cartel has been moving their forces into America for a long time. And what nobody's talking about is these bad actors. No matter which country they're from, they did not illegally enter America with the purposes of improving it, that's for sure. And once they're here, these criminal organizations dedicate all of their time to making our country less safe. Yet they're able to exist here because for years, their support networks have stretched far beyond our borders into countries like Mexico and Venezuela, where they've got their headquarters and safe houses, and in some cases receive 100% state sponsorship. With Venezuela's dictator telling the country that the U.S. is waging war on them simply by stopping boats full of criminals from illegally entering our country.
We are undefeatable!
Fishing vessel, which the President has said they might. Instead, these are high-performance boats designed to sneak past the Coast Guard and Navy so they can conduct secretive criminal operations on U.S. soil without permission. And that brings us to the real reason the President of the United States has to do something. These criminals are trying to sneak into our country. They're trying to bring people with them. And if the U.S. won't take a stand against this now, when will it? And we're not talking about amateurs here. These cartels are heavily armed in some cases with the exact same types of weapons used by militaries around the world. And with their operatives finding their way to sanctuary cities as far away as Denver, Colorado, and New York, another aspect of this whole conflict comes to light, which most people have never thought of.
My fate isn't sealed yet.
According to ICE, he's from Honduras and connected to the Sinaloa cartel.
Shields up!
He walked out of the apartment with a bowl of ramen noodles.
So that guy getting arrested there, he's not just some gang member, he's a member of a cartel based in Mexico, the largest and most powerful one of these in the entire country. Yet he'd been living happily as a criminal in a sanctuary city, doing everything possible to stop the land. What's he doing in Denver, Colorado, if the cartel he's associated with is thousands of miles away?
During the Biden administration, 170 911 calls to that club alone. Wouldn't you think that would have been a red flag? Nothing happened. 115 illegal immigrants, aliens in our country, arrested them. 2 with warrants, 12 guns seized.
And once these criminals get inside America, their goal is to get their fingers on every little piece of illicit activity possible, which mainly involves the smuggling of illegal immigrants, something that generated $13 billion a year for these gangsters at the height of the U.S. asylum crisis, which explains why they've got networks throughout our country designed to maintain all of this infrastructure. And you know, these guys are relentless. They're still trying to sneak across our border.
Just wish it were under better circumstances.
We both know what we signed up for.
But after all these years, you'd think we have finally put an end to this madness.
Honestly, I'm sort of glad we haven't. I'm way too good at this to retire so soon.
The battle starts in 5, 4,
These guys are still at it. They just won't stop. Which is why the Trump administration wants to stop them now. And probably the most frightening aspect of all of this is you've got multiple gangs and multiple cartels all operating and assisting each other with crime inside of our country. These guys are all working together in some capacity, even if they're not friends. And there have even been reports that Trende Aragua gang members from Venezuela were operating as hired muscle for these cartels, keeping an eye on people smuggled into sanctuary cities like New York. And that brings up the question, how do you go about stamping these criminal organizations out if they're already everywhere?
With 49 in Massachusetts, 33 in New Hampshire, Connecticut saw the most at 64.
Do you think people would be surprised to learn how many members of that cartel are operating probably in plain sight? in their communities?
Sure. So, Sinaloa cartel in every single state across America, more than 40 countries around the world, and obviously they're in every state.
What's their number one?
That is absolutely insane. The fact that these guys are in all 50 states. But that reveals something. You can't end this conflict just in America, because they're already here, yet they're supported from over here, which means take things to the level the current president has decided to. You've got to go on offense to an extent. You've got to go into their territory where these guys feel safe enough to continue infiltrating America. But here's the thing, the United States doesn't exactly have permission from these quote-unquote countries to help them deal with the criminal activity that makes America less safe while impacting their own citizens. People who in many cases live in artificially low levels of poverty as these criminal organizations plunder their populations with the help of their local governments. They're infiltrating various police forces, government agencies, and potential control of politicians. Which is why the Naval Armada in the Caribbean is so important. It's there to stop the boat, to stop illegal immigration, to take down criminals, and by doing that, we effectively isolate the thugs who are in America who are supposed to check up on all of their criminal activity by cutting them off from their own fate. And predictably, these criminals, well, they're not too happy about it.
But the U.S. Navy
It is an undeclared war, and you can already see how people have been executed in the Caribbean Sea. Executed, without the right to defense.
The Venezuelan military has wrapped up 3 days of exercises around the Caribbean, and President Nicolas Maduro, wanted by Washington, has announced that people from all communities will be provided weapons training. Venezuela has called for United Nations and...
So, Venezuela, according to the U.S. government, it is a cartel-run country, and the leader of this Venezuelan cartel, Cartel de las Soles, is Nicolas Maduro, who is the president of Venezuela. And here's where things get extremely interesting. Maduro's cartel has been caught teaming up with Mexico's Sinaloa cartel and the Tren de Aragua gang, which is also from Venezuela, revealing that the criminal underworld here, well, it has a common enemy, and that would be law and order, best exemplified by the Trump administration cracking down on the U.S. border once and for
He doesn't even realize that he's talking to a cop.
And they profile people on Riverside?
Yes, they profile people.
And you saw with your own eyes?
The student claims to Officer Tatum that, well, he did a ride-along with police when he was 5 years old.
You can't do a ride-along at 5 years old. You just lied. You just made that up.
Therefore, he understands the true aggressive nature of police.
Did you know I was a cop?
Okay, which department? Where?
Tucson.
This interaction is pretty remarkable because Officer Tatum just does not take any nonsense and calls him on his crap.
Where I come from, like the Compton, Paramount, Lakewood area, where a lot of people are killed by police.
How many people are killed by police where you from? Where are you from? What city?
I'm from Compton.
How many people are killed by police in Compton?
And it's astonishing the numbers that you will get when you ask people this question.
I've made my share of mistakes,
I've known like 3 people.
but I am fighting every day to make
That's
amends.
3.
And what were they doing if they got
30
shot by
seconds
police?
before you attack. Get ready.
No, do your research. How many people have been killed by police? Unarmed. Let's go unarmed. Let's go unarmed.
And I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but the number is astonishingly low.
I want to see how many people live in your city, how many people have been shot unarmed in your city.
And that's important because if you're going to do an analysis like that, you need to do it per capita.
I can't find it.
I'm going to tell you.
The battle starts in 5,
It's
4,
dismal.
3,
You can't name
2,
a single unarmed person that been shot in your city this year, last year. You can't name one.
Can't even name a single unarmed person.
help get that vehicle to its destination.
How many black people do you think cops shoot unarmed every year? How many? Let's name it. Give me a guess.
Wait, what was that?
No, I want you to say that louder. How many black people were shot unarmed by police officers in 1 year? What's your guess? What's your guess?
I'm not going to start down from that. I'm not saying 90,000.
90,000 people were shot in 1 year.
You said 90,000 people.
Wait, I'm not talking about just black people. I'm talking about all people. All people.
Opens up to all races.
All people. 90,000.
90,000 for the entire country.
Hold charge. Look it up. Fire. Look it up. No, look it up.
Then he updated
The moon haunts you. Let's go with how many people cops killed in a year. Out of all people that they killed. And you are outraged because you believe it's 90,000 people. When you look it up, let me know.
Just a good example of how we draw these ideas from the news, stories that we hear. There are running sensational. Their goal is to get Ground News is an app, a website where you can compare perspectives on any topic with full transparency, including bias, uncertainty, credibility behind the facts. Whatever the debate shaping our lives is, the narrative we create is shaped before we even had a chance to question. Thinking for oneself to navigate the stories and patterns that make them work, and seeing follow your favorite topics. Simply paste any article into your search bar, find full coverage of heated issues. Swipe between perspectives to form your own opinion based on all the facts. Ground News is designed to give you that control over your thoughts. That's why they created the blind spot. It's an important thing to check before trying to have constructive dialogue.
I am ready to put on a show.
Ground He's so far off.
So you're outraged at the number
The actual number is 1,000. He was just off by 90%.
So are you gonna change the way you think about cops? You say 90,000 in 1 year.
Keep up the momentum.
And majority of them deserve to be shot. They got guns, they're doing hostage chases, they're saving people's lives. What are you saying?
Study concede. I'll give it to you that my number was a little off.
Your number was insane. 90,000 people? It would take cops, I don't know, 1,000 years or so. 9,000 years.
At your rate, it would take them 9,000 years to know that you think the actual number.
This still does happen on an unprecedented level.
No, it doesn't. That's not true. How many black people shot unarmed every year?
Then you have to ask the question, how many of them were bad, actually innocent?
Don't mess with the amazing Spider-Man!
That is likely way lower than what you would anticipate.
Maximum pulse!
How many black people are in America? 40 million.
You're going to need 25 people. Of course, any number is too much, but you have to factor in human fallibility, and you have to have police. As long as we have police force, the system of human there will be a small percentage of fallibility.
Don't you get the 25 people died?
But they were, a lot of times they were doing something that necessitated use of force.
You were unarmed. You don't care 25 individuals?
You don't even know what unarmed is.
They're not considering the amount of people.
We have already determined that you have no idea what you're talking about.
To frame it as though he doesn't care about those 25 people is nonsensical.
How about you do a ride along?
I have.
With what department?
I have. Riverside somewhere, but I remember being...
And they profile people in Riverside?
In Riverside? Yes, they profile people.
And you saw it with your own eyes?